What is up, guys? This is another game. It's Tikoi, also known as Richard, and we're playing against Deli Sultanate. Um, okay, so I don't know how much time you've spent playing this game, but the Deli is so strong right now. If you leave them to get into the castle age and get a few of those heavy, war elephants or even the normal spear elephants out, they are so tough to deal with. I've had games where I've played with 30 or 40 French arbaletiers or French crossbowmen, and you just struggle so hard to get through those war elephants. I do think their HP is a little bit high, but it is in their favor, and they do have a very strong power spike in the castle age, so be careful of that. But just a standard game here, starting with a standard French start. I like training the scouts first into a double villager and using the double villager then onto your gold. And then having 2 to 3 villagers on gold and 6 to 8 villagers on food. That's the standard French start. Most people, they're very, very linear in their playstyle. Um, a nice little trick that I've also picked up recently, and it worked very well here. You can see I send the scout to the back here to just pick up any stray sheep behind the base, which is always a good cause. And then you send them what's horizontally across the map. This is vertically from north to south. Now we're going from west to from east to west. Um, so we actually send them in straight lines across the map, and they're able to cover more distance. You can see the amount that we've actually covered or explored compared to a single scout, right? So the chances of us picking up sheep and already crossing areas where, his scouter is right next to us right here. He's just passed through there, but we've already done that. We have our scout already passing that zone with 4 sheep right there. We can actually see if we missed any here at the back. There's water. So very, very good scout there. We didn't miss anything. We missed 2 here at the back, or 3 actually at the back that we haven't scouted out at all yet. Um, Here we go. But, we covered so much ground in a very, very short period of time that we have full vision of the map, full vision of where the choke points probably are going to be, and the possibility to get all these sheep back to the base before our food supply runs out. Because we're sitting on 2 carcasses there, so we're still safe on the food supply. And we're training those extra few villagers and waiting for the 2 villagers to get to that, 200 gold mark, so we can actually transition into the feudal age. Um, the the wood is probably not the best call right now. I like doing that because I like the early wood control. It's probably a bad habit, but the scouter is scouting for more sheep here at the back. I'm coming back here on 5 sheep. We're sitting on 5, 6, 7, 8 sheep. If we compare that to the enemy, he did manage to pick up 5 sheep as well. So not bad. We have a 3 sheep lead right now. But we've already covered all these areas he's trying to explore right now, and we have the time advantage to do that as well. Be very careful not to run at the town center, because if I had to garrison the villagers on food and you come too close to this, we are going to pick you off because you just press a single button. They do garrison, and then you end up losing them. And then you give me 5 sheep, and then you're going to struggle to have a food supply. The Deli Sultanate has the faster gathering rate on the berries, so they do have that. It's a good call to actually pull gold villagers because he doesn't need that much gold right now. He needs wood and he needs food, so really good call to pull the gold villagers to build the landmark instead of the food villagers, because you need the food. Same here, we have villagers sitting on food. We pulled from food because we were sitting on 8, but now I'm getting those numbers up. I like to, or what I've seen is people go up to 13 villagers on food. So right now we have 8. We're getting a 9th villager plus the 4 villagers here will be 13 on food, and then after that we'll send more villagers onto gold, get 5 on gold, 13 on food, and then the rest you just reinvest into wood while you get that archery range up. So you can see immediately we start training Royal Knights. This was a very big point that I just want to show you guys. So I started with the double scout, and he started with the single scout. What a lot of people do wrong with the double scout is they don't think the scouts are actually quite strong, right? Scouts don't do much damage, but they do eventually kill things, right? And it's so annoying to have them and build that anxiety that they're actually going to kill a unit. But we already have our feudal age right now, right? Look at this now. I'm actually just going to let this play out. Our one scout is low. He's trying to power build this, from his side with 12 villagers. Okay, so every time we coming back trying to touch him, he moves the villagers off, tries to kill the scout, gets one or two shots off, but they stop building. So it's 5 minutes in, and still the landmark is not up. We're already sitting on our first Royal Knight, with the second one very, very shortly on its way, which is waiting for gold. We don't have enough on gold. So we keep doing that. Now he's completely stopped building his second landmark, and all we have done is just harassed with two scouts because they will lose villagers, and you don't want to be losing villagers very early. So again, he pulls 9 villagers from the food supply, idle villagers, no food training going on there. Eventually, he gets the landmark down. So you forced him into being idle for so long just with two little scouts. Just with two scouts, you were able to do so much damage in the early age and basically have a timing difference um, of the landmarks, by almost 2-3 minutes. So I have two Royal Knights out right now, and he's just reached the feudal age. Yeah, it does have a few spearmen. We did see them with the scouts here out. We did see the barracks come out, so that's not a problem. So what I usually do right now, this is bound to 4. I usually have one scout on 1, other one on 3, combine them on 1 and 3. So now I know the scouts can kind of distract this spearmen, because the spearmen are a threat to my Royal Knights. I want to get the charge off. I want to get onto these villagers. I want to stop this food or gold from getting harvested. Just get more idle time. But right now I'm just training any units I can. I'm going for more houses, training some archers, actually trained two horsemen instead of Royal Knights. But you can see I stopped him from getting the outpost up. We're stopping the food supply again. That's another 9 idle villagers for about 10 seconds. And now we're using the scouts, going with the scouts to harass again. And the Royal Knights, once the charge is stopped, right, they do a lot of damage. So we pick off the two spearmen right there. We go for another harass, pick off another villager, and just back off. These Royal Knights do have a lot of armor. They have 3 ranged armor. So if you don't have any units garrisoned, like 0, it's not going to do a lot against the Royal Knights. So we have the scouts harassing. We see the outposts that they know the scouts are right here. The spearmen are right here, and now we're like, okay, cool. We know we've done a lot of damage, but you don't want to leave this right now. If you were playing against the Deli Sultanate, don't think that losing maybe 4 or 5 villagers is going to stop them from booming and outscaling. So he's going into heavy spearmen right now because he is expecting the Royal Knights to come out. So what we decided to do is rather go for horsemen and archers because they're more easily to produce. You can see I'm sitting on some idle villages because I started running out of food. But we've already done a lot of damage. So we have the scout that spotted us out here. We just pick off the scout, so we deny him any information of where this army is going. And again, using the scout to force these villagers off of gold, more idle time. And I think that's something that just gets on people's nerves. You keep interrupting me from just doing what I need to do, right? So this is not a big army. This is a very, very small army. We have the spearmen sitting right here. Let's just go to my line of sight right now. 3 more horsemen coming out. I think I do wait for them. to see if I pick up this wolf. That is quite annoying how they distract you sometimes. I move 13 villagers down to the water supply. So one thing that you also have to know, if this was you, I see the sheep. I think I did pick them up later as well. I didn't. But this forward food, look at that. That's 3,000 food right here, right? That's equivalent to 12 sheep, just this little food supply here. So I know this food is going to last me at least the next 10 minutes. So I use the Royal Knight to kind of pull and force the spearmen to get off into a different direction. The archers are distracting the spearmen, and I'm trying to force him to, use his units like what he just did now. He had to pull villagers and garrison them. So because he's garrisoning the villagers, I have the opportunity to move the spearmen away because the archers were rushing them, and now my six horsemen, all they're doing is just getting a pick, just getting one or two villagers off, staying out of range of the spearmen. They're still full health, almost, six um, horsemen. I actually sacrificed them here. I could have backed off and just repeated the scenario, but now I have two more horsemen here at the back, just picking at these villagers, and they're not moving. So this whole raid was worth about 8 or 9 villagers, and we did that again early on in the game where we got another 4 or 5 villagers. So we're sitting on 20, 30, 35 villagers more or less, and he's sitting on a total of 15 villagers. So we have double the economy right now, and that's going to be very difficult for him to maintain. He built a double blacksmith to get the upgrades, which is not bad. I think they are free. Yes, they are just bound to time. They don't cost anything to get these upgrades. If they are in the vicinity of a mosque, they do train quicker, and especially if you have three, like what you see right here, three garrison scholars, they do research speed slowed due to lower number of garrison scholars. So if the more scholars you garrison, the faster the research is going to be in the areas of these units or buildings in this vicinity, right? Um, Even the gold mine does apply, but these blacksmiths right here would have applied and he would have been able to get those research out a lot quicker. So we decide to, you know, back off a little bit, go for the guild hall. You see, we pulled off all of our villagers off of the wood. We reinvested into food there. We reinvested into gold, and we have the heavy, heavy villagers on the food here at the bottom because I'm like, okay, I'm not getting this guy to surrender or to stop um, in the feudal age. So let's push for castle age because I know in castle age we can actually go for a little bit of a better playstyle because we can go for the veteran royal knights. We can double up on the archers because we know he has heavy spearmen, and then we can go for the upgrades, which is the upgrade to veteran archers and the upgrade to veteran horsemen or veteran royal knights, and then we'll use that again to just keep doing what we did right now. He's not walling, he's not defending or anything. He just has this heavy, heavy spearman group laying up. But this should have been split maybe a little bit on stone here, a little bit on his gold mine right here, and maybe one in the corner right here and one at the back. So we can actually, as a Deli Sultanate player, you would have been able to keep some control on your map. So he's going for a mosque right here now. So that mosque that will affect these two buildings as soon as he gets the scholars in there. And after we've done our guild hall, I think we switch it over to gold. And then we reinvest into the wood. I'm not sure if we kept it onto food. I'm not sure. We'll see right now. So again, starting to train some more archers. Let's just hop up to my perspective. There you can see the archers. Ozzy spoke about something the other day where he said, if I'm looking at the perspective of paranormal right now, I cannot listen or hear all the sounds of my buildings, right? If I'm on my own, you can actually hear the different sounds when I click on the different buildings. So it is quite nice. It would be nice if they have like universal view where you can actually listen and hear from both sides and have the option to change this color from red and blue to more dynamic colors or different colors every single game. That would be nice. But yeah, so right now he's getting the horseman, he's getting the spearman. Yeah, at this point in stage, if I was him, I would have gone for men at arms. Men at arms, you know, you're going to be able to defend against archers because they naturally come with high armor. The men at arms have, I think, 3 or 4 armor, especially because he already went for the blacksmith upgrades. He's actually getting the last +1 upgrade, so he will have the increased range armor on his units. It's going to go up to 1 right now. As soon as that upgrade is done, just check. Still going to take some time. But yeah, because we have the double archery range, we have the double stable, we just amassing another nice big army right now. And then very shortly, we're going to go reinvest our food into gold. I think we sell off, there we go, we're selling them off to get those upgrades going. So there's the first upgrade to veteran archers, and the second upgrade on my horsemen, there we go, will come now. So we know this army is going to be in about, what's the time on our training? 1 minute, it's just 1 minute. You can see the difference in training time. It's 1 minute versus similar type of upgrades on their side would be 2 minutes 46. So the difference there is if this is in the mosque and the mosque actually affects it, it's a lot quicker. And the right way to play the Delhi is to actually go for these relics very early on. You can still do that in the feudal age. And if you pick up 2 or 3 relics, that's going to amass a lot of gold for you very early on. Um, and we have this army of about 30 units pushing in, but I don't want to immediately fight this because I'm still waiting for the upgrades to finish. You can see this upgrade right here, the second upgrade right here, and we were very late on the blacksmith. I thought I actually had the blacksmith up already, but I didn't. But I wanted to go for the siege engineering, and I only realized that once my army reached the back here because I know of this forward spearmen because of my little horseman that was scouting them out. I didn't know they were standing right here, but I did see them earlier, and I did see that they were the upgraded units, right? So he does have the range or horsemen have been buffed in this patch, so they actually have increased ranged armor. So it's the right call to go, especially against heavy archers, because that's what I did. If it was arbaletiers or crossbowmen, it would have been a different story, right? But a single archer does 7 damage minus 3 range armor, so it's only 5 damage that they do per attack. Against a horseman with 125 health, you're gonna have to get 2 or 3 attacks off with these archers just to pick off the horseman. They have 1 melee armor, and the horsemen have 13, so it's 12 damage with a horseman against the horseman. So definitely the right call to have the archers to pick off the spearmen and the horses to work as defense. But he pulls his whole army forward to kind of, you know, avoid me rushing in and threatening this food supply that he has. But look how much wood he has to reinvest. You know, a single villager is 75 wood per farm. That's units that he could have trained that he didn't. I used these other villagers. They ran out of food here on the berries, so now we're sending them forward to another nice 4 ponds of food, and those other villagers finished their food right there. And but just look how comfortable I'm farming the food right here. I don't like going into heavy docks on maps like this. You know, he did wall off right here, and he's starting to wall off different areas, which is a good call. He was trying to play defensive right now, but if you had to do something like that and you're sitting on 1,000 food, sell all the food, pull all the villagers, and just wall off everything. You know, it doesn't help you wall off all of this if you knew my army was right behind you here. I think he thought he was able to fight this. So we send the horsemen forward. We know the spearmen are right here, so we have the 2 masses of armies. I brought the second army in before he got these walls off, so we did get them in here. So the horsemen are on the horsemen, and the archers are just staying out of the range of the horsemen so we can actually just pick them up. You can see I'm not even using my horsemen because they have heavy spears. We know they will actually die. So now we send in the horsemen to just pull the spearmen because they would prefer to go for the cavalry instead of the archers, and he taps out. But thank you very much for watching, guys. We're sitting on 4 Rams. I think that was a very nice game to see how you can make the Deli Sultanate have a very difficult game. But thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed the content, please do leave a like and subscribe. And very shortly, we will go into another faction and deep dive into them like you guys saw here. But have a nice day and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.